I was thinking a lot about change. Let's talk about it. As I make a pumpkin cake, perfect for the fall season, I'm changing up my recipe. Let's see how it comes out. So change, I was thinking, is not actually easy to make because we have to get outside of our comfort zone. We have to change our routine of what we've done before, of what feels comfortable. And that's hard. A lot of times we have to look ourselves in the mirror and open the veil to our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Some things that we don't want to bring up a lot of the time due to pent-up trauma, past experiences, or what have you. It can call up a lot of negative emotions, a lot of negative feelings that we might not be ready to deal with in that moment. So that could be why change is difficult. So I will say that in order to change something, you need courage. You need courage to look yourself in the mirror and constantly adapt and adjust and take accountability for our actions. No one's perfect. It's not step 1, step 2, step 3. It's not everything is black and white. I like to look at things more as gray. There's beauty in the gray. There's beauty in not knowing exactly a step-by-step plan, but trusting our own intuition, our own heart to guide our way. And that's difficult because it requires courage. It requires courage to follow the path less chosen, to follow the path of our shadow that logically might not make sense, but in our heart, you know, if you go down that path, you might be met with more resistance, but it's more fulfilling in the long run. Something that I've been thinking about is the universe doesn't always provide how exactly I want it to be. It shows me the journey that's most fulfilling to me in order for me to get my highest timeline, or show me something that's more fulfilling. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's kind of like a computer. A computer, if you have a phone or a computer, it always sends you those updates, like update your phone, and you're like, not now, I'm busy. But sometimes you have to upgrade your phone. We get signs, we get downloads throughout our daily lives, whether it could be, you know, at work or just taking a walk or doing mundane things to release things, to upgrade things, to change things in our life, but it requires getting outside of our comfort zone, our habits, our routines. Step into the shadows and investigate unknown parts or unknown paths, which can later bring more opportunities. By moving from my heart space, listening to my intuition, and moving down those unknown paths, I'm being met with more opportunities, more in alignment with who I am at this current stage, rather than following the perceived comfortable route, which is not always comfortable. It can be comfortable for you, but it takes courage to follow the path less chosen, the path of shadow. Remember, the gray. It's not always black and white, A and B. There's an in-between, and you have to decide what works best for you. Anyway, I'm gonna make a torta caprese, but pumpkin version. So a torta caprese is a delicious Italian tart. It's kind of like a molten chocolate cake. It's very dense. There's no leavening agent. It just uses egg whites to amplify. I have some pumpkin puree over here. Melted butter. Kind of browned it a little bit so it had a toasty note. To start, I'm going to whip my egg whites. I have 4 egg whites. Just changed topic right now. I was talking about a deep topic and now I'm just whipping egg whites. That's what I do here. Whip some egg whites here. I hope everyone's having a good day. You know, with these videos, sometimes I don't feel inspired and sometimes I have a jolt of inspiration and I gotta adapt and adjust. So let's whip these egg whites. Half cup of sugar. Just gonna add a little bit in at a time. 4 minutes. You can do this by hand and then you'll be really tired. My pumpkin puree and some melted butter that's slightly toasted but it's not burnt. Add that there. Add some butter to my pan. Get the sides. Vanilla extract. Smells good. Beaten more. I want it to be nice and firm because this is what will give the cake a lift without leavening agents. Look at this nice fluffy cloud. Another thing to note about change and moving through it is to not in an energy of fear. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be afraid because you have to go through an uncomfortable situation. It's not be fearless. It's learn to work with the fear and don't stay locked in that fearful energy, because when you stay locked in that fearful energy, you are making decisions from a place of lack, and then you'll start to control the situation and try to manipulate and get worried when things don't go your way instead of flowing. So like with me in boxing and different types of martial arts, maybe you can resonate. If I'm getting hit, I'm making sure I'm staying grounded. If I'm not getting hit, I'm staying grounded. No matter what life throws at you, stay grounded, stay level-headed. It's going to be a shadow period sometimes, it's going to be a dark period, it's going to be a light period sometimes. No matter what, stay grounded. So when you stay in that fearful mindset, you can't really see the the field clearly. You can't really see what's in front of you. Yes, you should stop and smell the roses, but it doesn't mean that you lose your awareness. And I'm always deepening my awareness. The version of Michael a year ago has changed because my awareness has changed. And some of the things that I've said a year ago have changed as well. I'm always changing, I'm always evolving. I'm gonna add bright light yolks in there, 4 egg yolks in there. Brown sugar, white sugar, and salt. So I did half brown sugar, half white sugar, almost 2 tablespoons of cinnamon and a pinch of salt. So let's add this in there now. Okay, I whipped this on high and everything kind of dissolved. I'm going to add my pumpkin puree and melted butter. It's like a stick of butter. Plot twist, we're gonna add 2 cups of almond flour instead of regular flour. This is the trick. This is the Torta Caprese. Mix it, making sure everything is incorporated. This smells really good right now. Slowly incorporate some of this meringue into here and fold it in. And be aware when you manifest from a place of groundedness or when you manifest from a place of fear. If you know thyself as above, so below, no matter what happens, you can move through the adversity, you can move through the difficulty, and you won't be thrown off course when something doesn't go as planned. It's like when you order food at a restaurant. I just went to a Greek restaurant the other day and we ordered a Greek salad and a grilled fish. You go to the restaurant, you decide, you're clear about what you want to order, and you have a general idea of the type of food that you're gonna order, and you kind of have a general idea of like the preparation and what type of ingredients they're gonna be used, but you don't know when you go to the restaurant the exact preparation that they're gonna make to make your Greek salad. You don't know the exact tomatoes they're gonna use. You don't know the exact dressing they're gonna use. And the same thing with the fish. What type of seasoning exactly they're gonna put on the fish. So a lot of it is like being clear on what you want, being in that energy of receiving, deciding, and then letting the universe take its course and make it for you. So in the example of the restaurant, you order the dish and then the chefs do their magic and deliver the food. There's certain details that I'm not aware of that the universe will work out for you. And that's a beautiful thing because we don't have to always know like step by step what's going to happen. Things sometimes work out, and when we don't know exactly what's going to happen, that's the universe working its magic, and we're releasing control on the outcome, on the expectation, and not living in a state of fear, but rather adapting to our universal GPS. Be sure don't like mix egg whites too hard because then you'll deflate all the fluffiness that we spent 4 minutes whipping this for. Smells good. The cinnamon is key here. So again, the original recipe for this, you can look up Torta Caprese. This is a pumpkin variation. I've seen some variations online that use white chocolate. Decided not to use chocolate. You see, that's kind of what we want. Almond flour really adds like a different texture. This is gonna be a winner of a not too sweet dessert, just how I like it. Go in a 325 Fahrenheit oven for 50 minutes, and I'm gonna rotate it halfway through. Middle rack. The last thing that I want to talk about is, remember how I said to stay grounded no matter what comes your way? Concepts like race, culture, and sex are ways to differentiate us. And me growing up Italian and Chinese, I kind of felt confused. And I know what some of you may say is like, oh, Michael, you actually have an advantage. You're white. I know these certain things. So people come into this existence with certain characteristics, realities, differences. A lot of times when we're younger, we just want to fit in with the people that look around us. But really, we need awareness to be able to show compassion to our neighbors, because we already have pent up emotions and concepts of what race, culture, identity, politics is that we have pre-established. And when we break these molds and see beyond that, we stop comparing ourselves to each other, and we realize that we have a lot in common. If we stay stuck in this paradigm of viewing everything kind of like one-dimensional, like black and white instead of gray, then that can lead to more confrontation. That can lead to more argument. Now let's be real here. A lot of times people have negative concepts, and don't blame yourself. This is just cultural from our parents, from society, about certain racial groups or certain political ideologies. But I encourage you to not judge the first thought, right? Like the first thought might be something that might not be so open. It might be like the pre-program. If you don't judge the first thought and take a deep breath and then kind of see the situation for what it is, you can move past that one binary definition to see beyond the lens, to stop comparing ourselves and to judge someone based on their character and actions rather than what they see. And another thing, society and the celebrities that we worship, they also influence how someone should look, how someone should act, how someone should be. Stand strong in who you are, no matter what. No matter what people say, even if they think you're weird, it's okay to be weird. It's okay to be whatever color you are, whatever culture you are, whatever religion you are. Just be yourself and don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because there will be people that will come after you, because you're like a ray of light and you shine a light on the differences. And when you're different, people don't want to see that. It's a shock, right? People want to see what they're comfortable with. People want to be in their comfort zone. Whenever they're put outside of their comfort zone, it's alarming. Just like how I said in the beginning of the video that change is difficult. Change is difficult because we have a comfort zone that has built up thoughts, feelings, and emotions and customs built on identity, race, culture, these sorts of things as well. So for change, you need courage and to see beyond the lens sometimes and not go off the pre-programming in order to move forward in society. We need to show compassion. The only way to show compassion for others is to truly love ourselves and not be in a state of fear. When you're in a state of fear, you don't truly love yourself. You're in a state of lack. You're not in a state of reciprocity and giving. You're in a state of taking and receiving because you feel like you're not good enough. And I felt like that before too. Or you feel like you're a people pleaser, you're not good enough, and you always are trying to give to other people and they're taking advantage of that. So it's about being neutral, it's about being grounded, it's about seeing things for what it is. It's not dropping into that fearful mindset like, oh, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna think of me? No, trust yourself, be on your own path, and things will work out. And my pumpkin cake is looking good. So I'm excited for how it's gonna turn out. And again, if you wanna look at the OG recipe, Torta Caprese, I'll add that here. It's a chocolate cake and it tastes really good. I made it for my dad for his birthday and it came out good. It's actually better the next day when you let it sit, and it's actually gluten-free, so we like that here. Actually, I like carbohydrates. That's my favorite food group ever. Let's wait till this cake is made and I'm gonna wash some dishes. And no matter what gets thrown my way, I'm gonna stay grounded, I'm gonna stay neutral. No matter the distractions, no matter the unforeseen circumstances, or if my ideal outcome doesn't happen, I stay grounded, I stay neutral, I stay ready. I don't drop into a state of fear like, what am I gonna do? No matter the outcome, I have to make best about what I have and I have to take personal responsibility. I vote for myself, I vote for Michael. And that takes change and looking myself in the mirror constantly to seeing what I can improve on. I can only be guided by a higher power, but they're not gonna do the work for me. I gotta do it myself. That's what I believe. Here is my pumpkin almond cake. It doesn't look that good, but it looks moist because the pumpkin has a lot of moisture, so let's cut into this. It's been resting overnight. That is looking good. Now how I would serve this, probably some whipped cream, maybe some pumpkin seeds, a little bit of cinnamon, or some Greek yogurt. Let's try this. It tastes really good actually. You know how like a pumpkin pie tastes? The almonds add some more texture to the filling, and the cinnamon is a good complement too. I need some like whipped cream or Greek yogurt, and this would be like 100%. Try this pumpkin change Torta Caprese. I'll put my rough recipe in the description. Again, this was really easy. This is the type of cake that I like to make. Perfect for the holiday season. Serve with whipped cream, maybe some maple syrup, but it's sweet enough. Peace.